2023, it's a new year, and is it going to be a new you? Have you got a New Year's resolution to come and move here to Thailand? Is it a good idea? This week I'm going to be giving you 10 reasons to come and live here. But next week, is it a good idea or not? Watch out for that one. But for now, let's look at 10 reasons why I think you should be joining me in this tropical paradise of Pattaya. The first point is the economy here in Thailand is booming, with the three main sectors of the economy: agriculture, manufacture and tourism, all getting bigger and bigger. In fact, the whole of the economy here in Thailand is looking to get bigger by about 2% this year. Many of the economies in Western countries, especially in Europe, are looking to contract and not get bigger. It's very easy to set up a small business here. So if you are a businessman and maybe you want to set up a little shop or do some kind of online business, it's easy to set up a business here. There's not a lot of red tape, as they like to say. So the economy is definitely number one. Number two is personal taxation. And we've come here to City Hall. Actually, you don't pay personal income tax here. This is like local taxation, like the sewerage tax, also the signage tax I remember paying here as well. The income tax office is about 30 miles away. We couldn't be bothered to go. We love you, but we're not going 30 miles for one take. So personal taxation here is very low. It's a low taxation economy. That means that the money that you earn, or the money that your business may earn, most of that, the majority of that, will go into your pocket. A much smaller slice than in the West goes to the government and to taxation. Number three, and well, just look around. Beautiful blue skies, beautiful blue ocean. It's the weather. I'm getting reports from my friends from my old city of Birmingham in England of temperatures as low as -10 this winter. It's getting incredibly cold, and here in Thailand, the temperature never really gets below about 19 or 20 degrees. When it does, trust me, the Thais start wrapping up nice and warm, even lighting fires to keep warm, would you believe? And another thing is, the weather's a lot more predictable here. It's always going to be kind of warm. You always know what you're going to be wearing when you go out of your condo or house in the morning. And one more thing as well, in the winter time, right now, you never ever get the dark nights at 4 o'clock, 4:15. You never go to work in the dark like I used to, and then do a day's work and then come away from work and you're still in the dark. It's beautiful and sunny, and the sun sets roughly at the same time every day because we're quite close to the equator, so things don't really change. So yeah, it's hot. I moan sometimes about it. It's predictable, but the weather is definitely a plus. Reason number four is food. Now, if you just come here and eat Western food, buy it from a supermarket and prepare it yourself, or go to a Western restaurant, things can be quite expensive. But almost 24 hours a day, you have this street food. Thailand is one of the countries, I would say, along with France, that takes food incredibly seriously, and they have food stalls all around this town. It's very easy to set up a small business and sell food on the street like this, and the food is very cheap and very delicious. If you can get into eating Thai food, doesn't have to be spicy, you can always ask for it mild. It's going to be a lot cheaper than eating out at home. And I'll tell you something, I've been here for 14 years, I've never had a kitchen, and I've never actually cooked in my condo. I've either ate when I'm working on Walking Street, or I've come to places like this and got delicious street food very cheap. Another great thing if you're thinking of setting up a business is that the internet here is very cheap, actually quite reliable, and also incredibly fast compared to some of Western countries that I've been to. Point number 6 is rent, or the price of accommodation, whether that's either renting or even buying a house, which, by the way, always has its legal problems, but renting is definitely cheaper here in Thailand. And here in Pattaya, there are new projects going up all the time. Look at this, wow. The brand new Copacabana, which is here on Jomtien Beach. Just behind it, you can see the Riviera. That's gone up recently. And there are these massive skyscraper tower blocks, which are dominating the skylines of not only Pattaya, but also Jomtien and Na Jomtien and Naglua all the time. And the more there is, the more capacity there is, and so therefore the price comes down. And it's very, very easy to be able to move from one condo or one flat to another without much hassle. There's always a deposit involved, but basically it's very, very easy to be able to do that without much fuss. Not only is it easier to move, but it's also very, very cheap. You can get a kind of a half decent room here in Pattaya or Jomtien for about 10,000 baht a month. 10,000 baht, whatever that is in your currency, work it out, for a self-contained flat with maybe a one bedroom, a nice balcony, maybe a swimming pool, even a gymnasium. That's fantastic. It's a lot cheaper here in Pattaya to live, and your accommodation, which is a big slice of most people's wages back in the West, is a lot smaller. We're off. Number 7 is public transport. Now, I know a lot of people who come from big countries, and I mean big geographically. I'm not knocking the UK, but it is geographically a small country. But countries like America, Australia, always go around in cars, don't really use public transport a lot. But if you're from the UK like me, you're used to using buses and trains to get to and from work, go shopping, etc. And public transport here is incredibly cheap. Yes, we don't have the trains, but certainly buses like this Songtail, they call it Songtail because there are 2 benches to sit on, are incredibly cheap. This journey from Jomtien right the way almost to Terminal 21, what's that, 4 or 5 miles, it's just going to cost me 10 baht, which is incredible. You've also got a great network of motorbike taxis, which some people don't like. They think they're dangerous. I've been on them for 14-15 years since I've been out here, never had a problem. And also now in 2022 you have services like Grab and Bolt, which are very, very popular, Uber type services, and incredibly cheap as well. So the cost of public transport, or even though we don't necessarily have the infrastructure, the roads are a bit bumpy, but the public transport getting from A to B is incredibly cheap. Number 8 is healthcare, and I was amazed the other day. I was watching the television from the UK, and they had the Houses of Parliament, and somebody stood up in the House of Commons and said that it was an objective of their new government to be able, for you to be able to get a doctor's appointment within 2 weeks. 2 weeks! I was astonished. I'm outside the Pattaya International Hospital here. It's one of, I'd say, 4 international hospitals here in Thailand, and if I get sick, if my girlfriend or my children get sick, they can probably be in front of a doctor, as long as it's not a Sunday or in the middle of the night, in about, I'd say, half an hour. Lots of cheap copy medicines are available over the counter, and they're not expensive as well, and you don't need a prescription for a lot of medicines here. I'm always impressed when you actually stand outside a hospital like we do here. There's actually people waiting with a stretcher or a gurney, ready to get you out of the car, out of an ambulance, into the hospital. Certainly not the same in an emergency or accident, an emergency department in the UK, for example, where hospitals are under great stress and pressure. So, better healthcare, cheaper healthcare in some situations here in Thailand, and some great hospitals here as well. mine is crime, or rather the lack of it. I've been living here for 14 years now and never had any serious crime happen to me. Okay, I got stabbed twice by my ex-girlfriend, but of course that was all my fault. But 14 years, never been robbed, never been mugged. I feel that antisocial behaviour is less and less over here. You have a lot of people that are living in high-rise flats. Thank you very much. Living in high-rise flats. He's one of my subscribers. Living in high-rise flats, living together communally, and there's never really any antisocial behaviour or problems of that nature. Yes, there is reports of crime on the beach and stuff like that, but we'll get to that in next week's video. But generally, I feel that here, the Pattaya police station, definitely somewhere you don't want to visit. So, as long as you're sensible, you don't drink too much, and you respect the Thai people, you'll never find yourself behind bars in Thailand. And we get to the final number 10, and I've saved the best till last. It's all about the women, if it's women you're into. I'm not knocking Western women. In fact, it's very nice sometimes when Western women come into the bar to have a chat with them, to talk about what they think their experiences of Pattaya. It's always nice. But Thai women are my favourite. They look beautiful. They're very nice and calm and are very different in many ways to Western women. And of course, there's loads and loads of them over here in Pattaya. In fact, it's very, very difficult to remain single here in Thailand for too long. Many people will tell you that. And to demonstrate the beautiful ladies of Thailand, what better than a few photos of the girls in my new bar, Milk. Yes, you knew this was just an advertisement for my new bar here on Soy Diamond. Open at 8 o'clock till late. Come and join me here on Soy Diamond every day of the week. These girls will be here as well, so you'll probably rather talk to them than talk to me. My name's Mr. Egg. Thank you for watching. This is a two-parter. Next week, we'll be talking about the 10 reasons why you might not want to come and live here in Thailand. And if you've got a very good reason why you think you'd like to live here, and I haven't mentioned it, then mention it in the comments down below. I'd like to know what you're thinking. What are the good reasons to live here? But for now, for me, Mr. Egg, at my new bar, Milk, on Soy Diamond, I'll see you next week. Have a happy Christmas and a fantastic New Year. Bye-bye.